The bumpy road to better. A lot of people teach about better as if it were magic, as if it would happen simply or easily. In reality, it's not that simple.
Listen, folks, success is hard.
It's not easy. It's hard changing your life.
You don't get old without having suffered loss. Every year brings some sort of challenge with it. As you go along the way, you gain some things and you lose some things. You win some battles and you lose some battles.
We just need to get that part straight.
And wisdom develops in the life of those who have capitalized on their pain to draw conclusions. How you react to the famine determines whether you make it to the food. You can't just pray against the famine. You can't just stay in the same spot and do the same things that you've always done and expect to get a different result. You've got to take action.
The difference between a dream and a wish is something you just hope it happens, but a dream you put actions behind. Wishing isn't going to get you anywhere.
We don't understand the human requirement in the miracles of God. We walk away with praise to God, but absolve ourselves of human responsibility.
You can pray, God help me to feel better. Are you eating right? Are you exercising? Then God will do what you're asking. But you can't override natural laws and expect to live a blessed, healthy life.
God has created us to be collaborative in the miraculous. That we have a responsibility to take action. Just because you're spiritual doesn't mean you get to pray for a job and stay at home. I'm just going to watch TV and hit the remote control. You'll never get to better if you don't get on the road. Jacob says, if you don't move, you're going to die. How could you let me die and I'm a child of God? You didn't move. And don't act like God has failed you when you have failed to move.
When He sees you doing all you can, then He'll make things happen that you can't. Make this decision. I am not going to live complacent, passive. I'm going to pursue what God put in my heart.
God has an incredible life for you. But you got to be willing to go through something to get to it. Success ain't free. You got to go get it.
Look at somebody and say, it'll work if you're working. Whatever it is you are trying to build, if you won't be hungry for it, if you won't sweat for it, you don't have the right to get it. You have not got the right. What is your goal and what will you put into it in order to get what you're trying to get from God? How much?
How bad do you want what God has put in your heart? You have to be more determined than the opposition. Your attitude is, if I have to believe my whole life, I'm not going to stop believing. I'm going to keep pursuing what God put in my heart.
I rebuke every giving up spirit. I rebuke every quitting spirit. The devil is a lie. He's trying to talk you out of your future and tell you you cannot do what God called you to do. Every discouraged person, every person who's been feeling like it's just not working, this was your message. It will work if you want it. The church has failed its parishioners because we have been real heavy on the praise and real light on the business. God will use famine as an instrument to force you out of your comfort zone. It'll make you move. It'll make you travel. It'll put you on the road. Somebody say, I'm on the road. I'm on the road to better. There's something I'm after. There's something I want to see done. And I'm tired of sitting around assessing the same old troubles and going through the same old things. I'm tired of complaining. I got to move from here. Deliver me from people who will not take action. And God says action is required on you. You got to get on the road. And God knows that some of us won't move if we're too comfortable. Many are the times that I've had people come up and say, I want a double portion of your spirit. And I say, do you want a double portion of my trouble? Because you can't get a double portion of my spirit until you can stand a double portion of my trouble.
You know what I can't stand when I hear Christians say, if it was the Lord's will, I would have had some money by now. You can't dump that on God.
Too many people in society fall back on the word luck, not knowing the circumstances of someone else's success. And let me tell you how insulting that sounds to somebody who has literally grinded to build something worthwhile. When you say that guy got lucky, you're telling yourself subconsciously that you believe that you are not in control of your circumstances. You weren't pointing out how lucky he was when he couldn't pay his bills. Or how about when he's working on weekends and holidays when you're out celebrating with your family? Where were you?
See, we sit back and hate on people when it's not them having that is our enemy, it's us not moving that is.
Quit believing in luck and start believing in work.
You can believe in God all you want, but if you don't work, man, it ain't gonna happen. He said faith without works is dead.
The only thing that performs a miracle of increase called equity is called putting wisdom into labor. And this labor now can perform a miracle. Number one, do what you can. Get a list of the stuff you could do, you haven't done, postponed, and start cleaning that up. Don't walk like other people walk. Don't postpone like other people postpone.
Do what you're going to do and do it now. If you put everything off till everything get right, oh, when I get all my ducks lined up, is that right? What if it's not duck season?
Whatever your hands find to do it with all your might and do it with all your power.
You've got to fight to put all your efforts and energy into things that's productive and purposeful.
We have traded effectiveness for busyness. And we think because we're busy, we're effective.
Most people are just trying to get through the day. Here's what I want you to be committed to do. Learn to get from the day. Commit yourself to learning. Don't be casual in getting it. Casualness leads to casualties.
You're still breathing. You still got a pulse. You're not a loser. Well, I'm depressed right now. No, you don't have the luxury of being depressed. Keep it moving. Most of us take our talents, our abilities, our skills to the graveyard. Rob the cemetery of your ideas.
Say amen, somebody.